a 1-fall, 30-minute time limit. Introducing from Guadalajara, Mexico, weighing in tonight at 237 pounds, El Bracero. His opponent from New Orleans, weighing 244 pounds, Gary Fulton.
Against Gary Pretty Boy Fulton. Bout number 1 here. We're waiting for the sound of the bell. The referee, Al Thomas, signals the beginning of this bout. Fulton being very cautious now as the Supermex approaches him to the center of the ring, both men maneuvering around. Into the referee hole, looking for a leverage. Both men on the ropes now. Gary Fulton with his backs to the rope. Both men to the center of the ring. Again to the referee hold. It's El Bracero with a headlock on Pretty Boy Gary Fulton. Off the ropes. Rather moves so fast. I almost got them mixed up. And I almost got Fulton in my lap just now. They moved so fast there wasn't no way I was going to attempt to tell you what they were doing except moving in that ring. Fulton looking a little bit aggravated with a Supermex, who is being very quiet at the moment. Standing wrist lock by Bracero on Gary Fulton. Welcome to Big Time Wrestling. Bob Finnegan here with the commentary, and the ring announcer is Chuck Allen. And again, your referee is Al Thomas. Fulton with the advantage on the Supermex, El Bracero. Wrist lock by the Supermex. Bracero had one shoulder down. He rolls over, gets to his feet, moves around Fulton. Fulton with the arm bar goes to the hair. The Supermex is down. Arm bar administered by Gary Fulton. You know, there's nothing fans like live big-time wrestling, coming down here and sitting with all these wonderful wrestling fans and meeting lots of people and seeing your favorite wrestlers, and watching that live action. The roar of the crowd, the smell of that popcorn, and something else. So when live big-time wrestling comes to your town, be sure and get down to the arena and see all your favorite big-time wrestling television stars. You'll see stars like the Sheik, Bobo, Brazil, Hank James, Chuck Allen, many other stars. Hank James. El Bracero comes off the rope. Fulton is really doing a job on that arm, and he come down hard that time on the left arm of the Supermex. And he administers form of an arm bar, now wrist lock. El Bracero comes up on his head now, trying to make a move. Bracero has his balance, and he kicks Fulton. The Supermex, ever so slowly, raised those feet like a mule, kicked Gary Fulton onto the ropes. Gary Fulton has El Bracero. Hammers him with a forearm smash. Grabs an arm bar, and Bracero brings that fist back. Oh, he'd like to put 5 right on the head of Fulton. Fulton is reminded about pulling of the hair and is called a break, but not before he comes down that arm full force with about 230 some odd pounds. No doubt about it, Bracero has been slowed down. Fulton has followed the right tactics here to keep El Bracero on the losing end of this bout. Fulton very definitely has the edge on El Bracero at this moment. Bracero now bridges up on his neck. Bracero rolls over. Forward, then backward. Reverses the situation. Fulton, now it's Bracero with the arm bar, and the fans love this guy. From Guadalajara, Mexico. Pioneers, El Bracero, he hangs on. Bracero maintains the arm bar. Referee down to question Fulton to see if he's ready to check it in. He is not. Now Bracero has a form of a bow and arrow. But Fulton's foot is under the rope, or on top of the rope as he chose to put it there, and the referee had to call for the break. So graciously, the Supermex El Bracero steps back, allows Fulton to get to his feet. Chokehold immediately by Fulton as he puts the Bracero over on the ropes. Front forearm smash. It reels Bracero around in the corner. He drives his head into that turnbuckle. Fulton with a forearm smash. Trying to pound Bracero's brains out. Now Bracero has a forearm of his own. Here comes Fulton off the ropes. Back body drop. Bracero drop kick. Bracero made a diving leap. Hit the ropes, and then Fulton dove for him, and Bracero fell out of the way. Drop kick on Fulton. By the Supermex, forearm smash. He moves into the corner, whips him into the opposite side of the ring, and oh, that turnbuckle had to move 2 feet. Flying body press by the Supermex on Fulton. 1 count signals the referee Al Thomas. Barely a 1 count. Supermex limping a little bit now. Fulton working on the eyes of El Bracero, drives his head into the turnbuckle. Bracero goes in standing up. And again, Bracero's head smashed into that turnbuckle. You know, under that padding, there's a steel cable. And the padding is nothing more than some extra heavy tape. And it really jolts the head when you get it driven into that turnbuckle. Fulton with a well-placed knee puts it into the pin. El Bracero brings him over for a pin. Not even a 1 count on that one. Armbar by Gary Fulton on El Bracero. If you just joined us, welcome to Big Time Wrestling. These bouts are sanctioned by the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance. We're going to be talking about that on this program. With headquarters in Dallas, Texas. Mr. Jack Adkison, the president. Hey, here comes Fulton. Bracero got around behind him. He rolls him over. Come on, referee. 3. There you go. How about that? Bracero. We're going to get it officially from ring announcer Chuck Allen.
Ladies and gentlemen, in 7 minutes, 57 seconds, with a roll-up, the winner, El Bracero!
No, El Bracero has won this bout. And we would try to get a word with the Bracero, but he is making his way out of this ring very fast. So we're not going to get the opportunity to speak to El Bracero, but he looked to be in top form tonight as he stepped into this ring in this bout here with a very well-conditioned Gary Fulton. It was a rough and rugged battle, and Bracero, it's just one of those things on any given night, any given time in a bout. You put the right move on a guy, and you come up with the victory, and that's what El Bracero did. He showed that he was in top form, and El Bracero put that move on Gary Fulton. It was a surprise roll-up, and then to add insult to injury, he did the roll-up and came completely over, and Fulton was hopelessly pinned for a 3 count. And the Supermex has won this bout. We hope you enjoyed it, but we got more coming up after this.
Oh, my.
Ladies and gentlemen, this this event will be a one-fall 30-minute time limit. Introducing from Benton Harbor, Michigan, weighing 298 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, Bobo, Brazil! His opponent from Abruzzi, Italy, weighing 237 pounds, Angelo.
Okay, while we get this bout underway, Bobo Brazil against Michelangelo. Seated with me here is the fabulous Lou Klein, who has some good news for organizations out there, Lou.
Well, this is our centennial year, and most of you organizations, all you high schools, your junior high schools, or any organization at all, who is interested in putting money into your club funds or whatever you needed for your many, many worthy projects. If you are interested in bringing this type of entertainment to your town, if you'd like to bring some of these TV stars you are now witnessing on your screen to your town, Worldwide Sports has your answer. All you have to do is write to either Lou Klein or Big Time Wrestling, Box 100, Allen Park, Michigan. The phone number, the area code is 313-381-3890. We will send complete information to you. Don't forget to include your name, address, and phone number. That box number again is Box 100, Allen Park, Michigan. The phone number, the area code is 313-381-3890. And the organizations who've had shows before, now's the time to line up some of your very, very good dates for the rest of the year. Okay, Bob, thank you very much.
Okay, Lou Klein, thank you very much. And in progress here, this bout between the mighty Bobo Brazil and Michelangelo. Onto the ropes is Brazil. Angelo, the forearm smash. Side of the fist to the jaw that reels Brazil around. Now another one. Brazil almost off his feet, down on one knee, hanging onto the ropes. And Angelo is reminded not to use the knuckle portion of the fist. Chokehold by Angelo is called for the break. The referee, Al Thomas. Brazil down on his knees, Angelo around behind. Again, the break is called for the choke. Side of the fist and sends Brazil, turns him around, sends him to the other corner. Now Angelo puts his head into the turnbuckle. He made a mistake there. Brazil is mad, and here comes Bobo Brazil. Brazil drives his head into that turnbuckle. Angelo just takes a little trip backwards. Angelo down on his knees now, trying to have a little parlay with Bobo Brazil about calling this whole thing off as good friends. No way, said Brazil. And Bobo Brazil is watching him very closely now. Bobo Brazil extends the hand, but not the hand of friendship. And he puts the clamp on the wrist of Michelangelo as he bends those fingers back the wrong way. It makes a man helpless real quick. Brazil are applying the pressure now. Angelo going for the eyes. Brazil got him closed in time. Chokehold by Michelangelo on the mighty Bobo Brazil. He wrestles around this world, this country, in more places, I think, than just about anybody. He's an international traveler, like the wild man from Syria, the Sheik. Of course, the Sheik, who has set more attendance records around the world than any wrestler alive. He and Bobo Brazil have crossed paths from time to time. Of course, they don't love one another, that is. There's no love between the Sheik and Bobo Brazil, that's for sure. They have been longtime enemies. And Michelangelo is now putting it to Bobo Brazil. The fans calling for Bobo to come out fighting. Bobo Brazil has taken a couple of knuckle benders in there. And now a chokehold by Michelangelo as he's got Brazil in that corner. Referee calling for the break. And Brazil gets one hard. Brazil takes an elbow coming off the ropes. And Angelo, an elbow. Here comes Angelo and Brazil now. Coming out of that corner fighting. The fans said it, and here he's doing it. Coming out there fighting. Look at Bobo Brazil dancing around like it's springtime in the Rockies. One big boot down across the head of Angelo. He goes down. Brazil dancing around in there. Brazil putting that dance on him. Cocoa button. Down he goes. One shot with the cocoa button. The count goes in. 3. That's all she wrote.
Seconds, the winner, ladies and gentlemen, Bobo Brazil!
Bobo Brazil has won his bout. He's a big favorite. They love him here. The mighty Bobo Brazil has won his bout tonight over Michelangelo. A featured bout here on this edition of Big Time Wrestling. And we hope you fans enjoyed this particular wrestling segment featuring one of the greatest superstars of all time. From Benton Harbor, Michigan, Bobo Brazil. We'll be back after this. Sir Dudley Clements, you're here with your man, the Brute, again. You want to talk a little bit about some money that you're going to put on the line.
I have put $5,000 on the line to any living person, any wrestler, any place, anywhere. If they can beat my man, the Brute, the man of the moment, the man of the hour, the Brass Knucks champion. If this Hank James can beat my man, I personally will crawl on my hands and knees and pay him $5,000. And any other man who can beat the Brute, I will give $5,000 to. This man shows no pain, has no pain, and he expects no mercy, because by God, he gives no mercy.
Okay, Sir Dudley Clements. Hank James is waiting. Your proving grounds is in the ring with big money Hank James. We'll see what happens with the Brute. The Brute.
This event, ladies and gentlemen, will be a one-fall, 30-minute time limit. Introducing from Harlem, New York, weighing in tonight at 250 pounds, Hank the Money Man James!
If you can beat my man, I will give you $5,000 personally. But you can't do it.
And from Montreal, weighing 268 pounds, the Brute!
Managed by Sir Dudley Clements. The Brute is putting $5,000, rather Sir Dudley Clements, the wealthy, arrogant manager of the Brute, is putting $5,000 of his own money on the line to the man who can beat the Brute in a brass knuckles bout. And Hank James has picked up the challenge for a brass knuckles bout, and that's what this is. Hank James has challenged the Brute to a brass knuckles match. Clements with a worried look on his face is up on the apron of the ring. Hank James trying to hold the Brute off. Hank James on the ropes. The Brute on top of him. The Brute wears back and misses with a haymaker right. Hank James lays a left jab on the head of the Brute on the chin. The Brute not even putting up his protection now. Gives Hank James a headbutt. Hank James gives the Brute a headbutt. It's a standstill. A standoff. two stars.
Tied up in the ropes, he gets a wind up, and here it comes! Right to the head. And another one. Hank James laying it on him. Hank James is given no quarter tonight to the Brute. And his brass knuckles bout. The Brute still tied up in the ropes. Comes out of the ropes now, grabs Hank James in a side headlock, hammers him with a right. The Brute pounding away with his fists. Deadly weapons of the Brute. These two fists. Here comes the Brute. Hank James right over the top rope. Hank James over the top rope, onto the apron of the ring, knocks the table over. There goes everything. There goes the table and everything else. The Brute and Hank James fighting on the outside. The Brute pounding those rights into the head of Hank James. James, his head driven into the turnbuckle. What a free-for-all battle. What a free-for-all battle this turned out to be. A brass knuckles bout between Big Money Hank James. James body slammed him once. He body slammed him twice. Hank, distracted by Sir Dudley Clements, looked around and the Brute hammered him one on the jaw. The Brute hammered Hank James on the jaw. Hank James to his feet and the Brute hammers him again. Hank James falls backward. The count is in. That's it. The count has gone to 10. It's all over. That's it. The count is to 10. Chuck Allen's going to try to get in the ring, but the Brute is beating Hank James with a chair. The bout's over. It's pandemonium out here. We're trying to stay out of the way, and the Brute came right outside this ring, grabbed that chair, and has gone into the ring, and he is into it with Hank James. Chuck Allen is trying to make his way into the ring to make an announcement. I think they're going to get it now. Let's go. Here comes Bobo.
Hank James counted out the winner, the Brute.
The Brute has won it, but Bobo Brazil is in there. He has come to the aid of his brother Hank James. Bobo Brazil is putting it on the Brute there. Bobo Brazil coming in to the aid and the rescue of his brother, Big Money Hank James. And it's a good thing that Bobo Brazil was around, because Hank James might not be here had it not been for Bobo Brazil. That's all the time we have. Stick around, though. We'll be back with more Big Time Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, a one-fall, 60-minute time limit for the United States Heavyweight Wrestling Championship. In this event, the loser must leave town. In this event, the loser must leave. Introducing first, the challenger.
You gotta leave this Motor City. You gotta go. Tonight, you must go.
Introducing first, the challenger. From Syria, weighing in at 242 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, the former United States heavyweight wrestling champion, the Sheik. From New York City, weighing 253 pounds, the United States heavyweight wrestling champion, Mark Lewin.
The United States Heavyweight Championship belt has been handed to the authorities ringside. Eddie Creechman calling for silence. Mark Lewin, the champion, against the Sheik, the challenger. A championship bout right here on this television program. The Sheik with his prayer rug in place. Creechman calling for silence. The Sheik staring at the crowd. A tense moment, you can feel it right here in this jam-packed arena. The crowd very tense over the situation. As you heard the announcement, loser leaves town. Mark Lewin, the champion, against the Sheik, the challenger. The fans starting to stomp their feet. Creechman calling for silence. The Sheik prays to Allah. Standing in the corner, Mark Lewin waits for the Sheik to finish his pre-match ritual. The Sheik to his feet now. The Sheik looking in a mean mood tonight. Mark Lewin has turned his back on the Sheik before. He will not turn his back on the Sheik tonight. He knows well not to turn his back on the man from Syria. The Sheik now moving around the ring very cautiously. Into the referee hole, both men viciously going at one another. Into the referee hole now. Mark Lewin backs the Sheik onto the ropes. The Sheik grabs on, bear hug style. Mark Lewin holding on to the ropes. The Sheik spins Mark Lewin around, drives one in his midsection. Mark Lewin grabs a headlock and drives one to the head of the Sheik. The Sheik back into the corner. His back to the turnbuckle, looking up as though he were getting a message from on high. Mark Lewin checking with the referee. Into the referee hold, Mark Lewin backs the Sheik into the corner. Bear hug by the Sheik, he reverses the situation. Puts Lewin in the corner. The Sheik draws back and drives one to the midsection of Mark Lewin. And another. The Sheik in a vicious mood, a choke. The Sheik biting into the head of Lewin, choking away. The referee calling for the break. The Sheik steps back. Lewin down, hanging onto the top rope. Down on his hands and knees, the Sheik into a vicious chokehold. The Sheik reaches into his boot, grabs an object and drives it to the throat of Lewin. Lewin, who's trying to shake it off, who's staggered back. Lewin clenches the fist now and moves in on the Sheik. The referee not interfering here. This is a championship bout. There's a lot at stake here for both men. Lewin drives a fist into the head of the Sheik. And again, Lewin following the Sheik. Creechman reaches in and grabs the boot of Lewin. And the Sheik drives that object into his head. Not once, but twice. The Sheik driving that object into the head of Mark Lewin. Mark Lewin goes down. He's to his feet now, and the Sheik again drives that object into his head. The Sheik driving that thing into Mark Lewin's head repeatedly. He's opened up Lewin's head. Creechman, the manager of the Sheik, it was Creechman who reached in and grabbed the boot of Lewin, tripped him over, kept him from moving. And in the meantime, the Sheik has been devastating Lewin almost at will. The wild man from Syria in a bad mood. You could tell when he came into this bout tonight that this one was going to go all the way. This one was going to go all the way from beginning to end. The Sheik now steps back. Mark Lewin being inspected by the referee. Eddie Krietzman on the outside grabs the trunks of Lewin. The Sheik moves in. And he drives that object into the head of Lewin. Lewin in terrific pain now is on the outside of the ring. The Sheik being inspected by the referee as Lewin walks around the outside of the ring. At stake here, the United States Heavyweight Championship crown. Mark Lewin, his head opened up, is outside the ring, standing amongst the fans. Mark Lewin now slowly making his way toward the ring. The Sheik waiting on the inside. There comes Lewin up on the apron, and the Sheik hammers him one. And down on the table, half in and half out of the ring on the apron, is Mark Lewin being devastated by the wild man from Syria, the Sheik. Mark Lewin now falling to the people. The Sheik in the ring, Lewin stumbling through the fans on the outside of the ring. Mark Lewin in agony and pain has been devastated by the wild man from Syria. Remember, this is for the championship. The count is in. Mark Lewin is out amongst the fans. The count has stopped. The Sheik interfered. The count is stopped. The count is in again. Here comes Lewin, approaching the ring very slowly, very cautiously. The Sheik waiting for him. The Sheik waiting for him. Lewin trying to get back into the ring. The Sheik has prevented him from getting inside the squared circle. Mark Lewin on the outside gets kicked by Eddie Krietzman, the maniacal manager of the Sheik. Now the Sheik with a vicious look on his face is waiting for Mark Lewin to come back through those ropes. Hanging in the balance here tonight, the United States Heavyweight Championship belt. It's been a rough and rugged bout so far. The outcome nobody can guess, as both men have come here tonight to battle one another toe to toe. Mark Lewin in a daze now, walking outside the ring, and the referee is into the count. The count will continue unless the Sheik refuses to take his corner. The count is in. Now, Krietzman is on the apron of the ring. The count is stopped. Krietzman complaining to the referee, and the referee telling Krietzman to get his man to his corner. Mark Lewin determined now, slowly walks up to the ring. Mark Lewin has the leg, but Sheik has the arm of Krietzman, and they're pulling him like a piece of raw meat. Something that is precious to him, the United States Heavyweight Championship belt. This is a loser leave town situation. The loser of this bout must leave town. The loser must leave town. And the winner that remains will be the United States Heavyweight Championship. The count is in to 2. Almost 3, but 2 is all it went. Lewin feeling victory very close at hand. Turns around now and hammers away again on the Sheik. Both men collide. Both men are down. The count is in. The count is in. Both men are down. Who's going to get up first here may determine the championship. Lewin is up first. He covers the Sheik. Krietzman throws him off. Krietzman interferes. He's warned by the referee.
Lewin on his feet now, being warned by the referee about the use of the object in his hand. Lewin seeing it as an eye for an eye, a fair situation. If he can do it, why can't I? And again, Lewin pounds away, and a small of the back now, the Sheik. Lewin pounding at will on the wild man from Syria. The Sheik goes down. Mark Lewin covers him for the pin. Here comes Creechman. Creechman chased out of the ring. The Sheik very slowly gets to his feet, drives one to the midsection of Mark Lewin. Lewin is the champion, the Sheik the challenger, the former champion, wants that title, and he's fighting with everything he's got to get that title away from Mark Lewin. Mark Lewin now, half in, half out of the ring. Mark Lewin grabs, he has dropped the object, the Sheik has it back. The Sheik grabbing Lewin now, putting that object in his throat. Lewin literally fighting for his life here with the wild man from Syria. The referee grabbed the arm of the Sheik. The Sheik dropped the object. The Sheik dropped the object. The referee is throwing it out of the ring. Mark Lewin pounding away on the Sheik. The Sheik dangling off the ropes now, drops to one knee. Mark Lewin double chopping the Sheik. The Sheik falling to the second rope. Now Lewin throws the Sheik on the rope. Sleeper hold. Lewin has a sleeper hold on the Sheik. Here comes Eddie Creechman. He's trying to get Mark Lewin from throwing the sleeper hold. The referee went down. A ball of fire into the face of Mark Lewin. Creechman got in the way too. I think Creechman got the fire. I think Eddie Creechman got the fire. I think Eddie Creechman got the fire. Mark Lewin got the fire thrown in his face. Mark Lewin had the sleeper on the Sheik. Eddie Creechman came in to try to break it up. Mark Lewin pushed Eddie Creechman into the referee. The referee went down. Lewin's on the floor. The Sheik threw that fire. He hit Lewin and he got Creechman too. Creechman's been burned with a fire. Mark Lewin's been burned with a fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, 8 minutes, 35 seconds, the winner, and new United States Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, the Sheik.
The Sheik is the champion. The Sheik has won his title. The referee did not see the fire. The referee was knocked down, but when the Sheik threw the fire, he burned not only Lewin, but Creechman too. And then Lewin was outside of the ring. When the referee came around, Lewin was laying outside the ring. Lewin was counted out of the ring. The Sheik has been awarded the title. Chuck Allen, come here. I want to get it officially. Chuck, what was the word from the referee? What's the official ruling? The Sheik is the champion, is that right?
The Sheik is the champion, yes. Mark Lewin was counted out of the ring. That's the official decision by the referee.
He couldn't make it back in.
That's right, he could not make it back.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you enjoyed this bout. It's been a thriller. We'll be back. Okay, a two-ring battle royal for the first time in pro wrestling history. In the ring, the Brute, the Wolfman, the Wildman, Michael Angelo, Gary Fulton, Kurt Von Hess, Christopher Colt, Kurt Von Bronner, Andre the Giant, the Supermax El Bracero, Chris Markov, Chris Taylor, Mr. USA, Dominic DeNucci, and Bobo Brazil. A two-ring battle royal, and the rules are that in order to be eliminated, a man must be thrown from one ring into the other ring, and then from the second ring to the floor of this arena. There will be a winner in each ring, and those two men will have a fight off at a later date. And this bout is now going to be officially underway. We're going to ring the bell. Here we go, a two-ring battle royal, and there's the Brute. Oh, what's going to happen here, nobody knows. Look at this, Andre the Giant, Bobo Brazil, the Wolfman, the Wildman, Christopher Colt, Gary Fulton, El Bracero. There goes the Brute. The Brute tossed him into the second ring. Now the Brute is in the second ring. He must stay there, and somebody's going to be tossed in there with him, and whoever's tossed in there with him, he will have to fight. And whoever's tossed from the ring, the second ring to the floor, will be eliminated. Nobody eliminated so far. So Dudley Clements standing in the second ring with his man. for somebody to come in to fight the Brute. The Brute waiting there patiently. Andre the Giant, Chris Taylor, they're all in there. Can you imagine? We've got about almost 6 tons of muscle, bone, and flesh in this 2-ring battle royal for the first time in pro wrestling history. 6 tons. I'm sorry, not 6 tons, almost 3 tons, almost 6,000 pounds. I made a mistake. About 6,000 pounds at least, which is about 3 tons. And there goes Michelangelo. He's tossed into the second ring. The Brute is waiting for Michelangelo. He hammers him. And over the top rope goes Angelo. Michelangelo is eliminated. Michelangelo is eliminated. The first to be eliminated in this 2-ring battle royal. Everybody fighting to stay in the first ring. Andre the Giant headbutts Brazil. Brazil Coco butts Andre the Giant. Standoff. We're going to call it quits. There goes Christopher Cole. Wait a minute, somebody else is eliminated that went over the Brute, put him over the rope over there. Gary Fulton was knocked over the top rope by the Brute, and now Christopher Cole is being hammered by the Brute in the second ring. It's been a real tough battle royal. Christopher Cole is now eliminated. The Brute eliminating everybody. The Brute was tossed into the second ring first, and he has tossed everybody over the top rope or knocked him over the top rope that's come into that second ring. The Brute is by himself just waiting for his next opponent. And it looks like it's going to be Dom DiNucci. Will it be the and Dom DiNucci? The Brute hammers El Bracero. There he goes over the top rope. Now the Brute goes after Dom DiNucci, who gets knocked over the top rope. The Wolfman is now in the second ring. And there goes the Wolfman over the top rope. Wait a minute, Christopher Colt was not eliminated. He's back up in the ring. Now he gets hammered and goes over the top rope. He is eliminated. Here comes Chris Taylor, Andre the Giant, and Chris Markoff through Chris Taylor in the second ring. The Brute hammers Von Hess, and over the top rope goes Kurt Von Hess. Chris Taylor chasing Sir Dudley Clements eliminates himself. Chris Taylor eliminated himself. He realizes what he's done now. Chris Taylor is mad at himself. He realizes that he eliminated himself. Chris Taylor really mad because he eliminated himself. He chased Sir Dudley Clements and he touched the floor, and at the moment he touched the floor, he knew he made a mistake. The Brute hammered. Markoff is eliminated. Chris Markoff. Here goes the Canadian Wildman. The Canadian Wildman is tossed into the ring with the Brute. Now remember, there must be a winner in each ring. Now Bobo Brazil faces Andre the Giant. Holy smoke, what a confrontation. The Brute waiting in the second ring all by himself. Bobo Brazil faces Andre the Giant, a classic confrontation. Never before in the history of pro wrestling have we had this confrontation, and maybe never again. A once-in-a-lifetime thing, history in the making here. Andre the Giant faces Brazil, Bobo Brazil. Both men lock up. Andre the Giant pushes Brazil back. And again, he pushes him back. Andre the Giant smiling at Brazil. And he again. Onto the ropes goes Brazil. A tackle. 300 pounds of Bobo Brazil, 460 pounds. 446, 50 pounds, 450 or 60 pounds of Andre the Giant. Now Brazil has the Giant. Off the ropes comes the Giant. They collide mid-ring. The Giant smiling. Brazil looking at the Giant in disbelief. Into the referee hole, both these big men. Coco button a headbutt. It's a standoff. Both of these men looking at one another in amazement. The fans waiting breathlessly to see what happens next between these two big men. Brazil thinking this one over. He looks at Brute, who is waiting in the second ring. There must be a winner in both rings. The Giant smiling at Bobo Brazil. And the stipulation will be here, remember, that the winner in this ring, the winner between Bobo Brazil and Andre the Giant, must wrestle the Brute. The winner must wrestle the Brute. The winner must wrestle the Brute. Between Andre the Giant and Bobo Brazil, the winner must wrestle the Brute. And Brazil and Andre the Giant, now they're stopping and saying, what do we... They seem to be saying, what are we fighting each other for? Andre's saying, you want to fight this guy? Brazil's saying, yeah, I want to fight the guy. You want to? And Andre's pointing at him now. They're talking it over. They're talking it over. They're going to shake hands. The Giant is stepping right out of the ring. The Giant has stepped out of the ring, and he's going to allow Bobo Brazil to fight the Brute. That's it. There's a winner in each ring. Wait a minute. It's over. That's it. There's a winner in each ring, and Bobo Brazil steps into the ring with the Brute. That was the stipulation. The winner in the ring with Andre and Bobo, one of those men must fight the Brute. And wait a minute, the Brute is running away. The Brute is running away. But he's got to come back and fight Bobo Brazil. If not now, at some later date. The Brute cannot run away. Bobo Brazil wins the two-ring battle royal, but the Brute must fight him sometime. Okay.
With a winner in each ring, 6 minutes, 13 seconds, the Brute and Bobo Brazil.
Yeah, we'll be back with more Big Time Wrestling. Don't go away. He's making it now.